I personally like the community for the most part. As long as people are cool. You got some dicks. They got no reason to be dicks because they're fucking playing a video game. They're playing a video game. No, there's no reason.
That's who they hear the word fucking dicks.
Seriously.
I mean, you know, I went through a lot of tough times personally, and like coming here and like being around these people was really.
You can build on that.
It's great, man. The community is. I mean, I've made a lot of friends outside of it that you know I met here. Like I can sit down and play someone and not actually know them, but I can understand. I know the type of person they are by playing. Like I won't have to say a word. I know, like when I go to tournaments, I can tell. You know, but it's literally it's a conversation. It's a silent conversation with buttons.
A lot of these games, like all the single player ones, all the shooters that are online, all that, you basically just stay at home all the time. And eventually, you know, as I've grown older, things start to blend together. You know, there's only so many Call of Duties I can take, so many sports games. Dark Souls is cool, but they've already come up with like, what, 5 different variations? Those games are fine, and I do play them occasionally. What I value most about it is I want to go and hang out with people similar interests than I do. And that's what this all is. We go, we hang out, we eat pizza, we sometimes drink beers, we talk shit, you know. And it's just, I appreciate more the offline presence and hanging out than for fighting games than anything else that I play.
I come to get better, and yes, I have like some friends here. A lot of people are really cool. I wouldn't mind hanging out with them outside of a tournament, but I come just to get better.
My dad plays Street Fighter, you know, he plays Street Fighter, he plays Tekken. He's the one that taught me, you know, the basics about how to game. Like, we always had a game system in the house. We kept the new ones in. He taught me how to play those.
I raised him right, you know. I raised him right.
Yeah, shut up!
Because I was having game night every week in my house, and it got to the point where I never took the stuff off the kitchen table. You know, I started accumulating all the equipment on the kitchen table, and then next thing I knew, like, I never left it. So I had to reclaim the house, so I cleaned out. I actually got a lot of help from the guys, and I cleaned out the garage over the course of probably 2-3 months. We redid everything.
Guy in the green shirt, I'm not sure if he's in the picture, but played him a lot, and I've seen him when he was struggling, just getting matches with me, to now to where he's like my closest rival. Like, he's really, really good with Devora, and it's stuff like that that makes me continue to want to teach people, not teach people, but play with the bad people and see how they grow, see how they kind of progress. Because I was, you know, everybody was there at some point. I was there at some point where I couldn't do a fireball, and I had to think about it. And now, like, execution is nothing to me. Like, it's just whatever.
I like playing dudes like him. Like, he doesn't talk a lot of mess, but he's good at what he does. And I can take a beating. Like, I will play 30 rounds with him and lose 27 rounds, and I'll be fine. I'm perfectly fine. If I can get 2 or 3 out of him, because I can tell, like, once I play again and I get 4 or 5 or 6, and it begins to be more even as I go along, I know I'm progressing as a fighter, as a player.
I've improved in a lot of ways. There's a lot of stuff that I've learned. Mostly thanks to this guy. This guy blessing us from Dallas, but yeah, it's just learning offline is a lot better environment than online.
Winner between Nick and Taylor plays bet. Yeah, please bet. I want to get them to a place where they feel like they're not losing because of the equipment.
Yeah.
You know, they have to be comfortable, they have to have space, all those kind of crap. That's about as much as I can do. You know, they have to have space, they have to have the ability to use their own equipment, because a lot of people want to use their own, like Frank here is using his controller. So they'll have ports so they can plug in their own controllers. Because, you know, to have a valid tournament, you can't say like, oh, I lost because I couldn't use my own stick, or the monitor was lagging. Because that happens. You can go to professionally run tournaments. I've been to them, and they're just awful. They have terrible monitors, they have bad setups, they have terrible rules, the systems aren't updated, so all that stuff's taken care of. So really, you're just relying on you.
He's listening to my dual roll call. I ain't signed up, hell. You ain't signed up? No. That's what the fuck we're missing. Yeah, let me sign up. Y'all didn't sign up? I don't know if I did.
Way better than playing online. Like, there's first of all, you gotta lag. Someone could have a bad internet connection. People could they do like online stuff like zoning, or like their zoning is not as good, but that's all they do. They'll quit. But if you go to tournaments, you get the experiment, you get the tournament nerves. I was way like my first time coming to a local, I was like nervous as hell. Now it's like nothing. I mean, it's a piece of cake.
I'm older now, so it's not competitive. I don't care. If you want to play, like I love to play, we'll sit down and play. But I'm not gonna, I'm so much, Parker will tell you he's better than you and blah, blah, blah. And I just, if you want to play, we'll play.
I say if you just play the game and come be part of the community and just try to enjoy yourself, and dedicate yourself to getting better, not necessarily getting paid. Eventually, you'll find yourself winning these tournaments, and you'll get a bit of money, and it'll be cool. And you don't have to have the stress of getting paid or doing whatever. You go and you come to a tournament thinking, oh, this is going to pay my rent, and then you get fucking mopped because you think you're good at home, and you come here and you get destroyed, and then all your hopes of doing whatever is gone. You just put too much emphasis on it, too much pressure on yourself, and that's dumb.
We got a little challenge going today because Rob has made this beautiful establishment for us to play.
Yeah.
Any player that's not one of the Jays or Tim or Ian, can come play Rob for first to three for $10. And if they beat him, I'll give them $10 cash. And if not, I donate it to the arcade.
Yeah.
Because it's he made this place for us to come play.
Anytime's the right time. Why would you go for that? Why would you not break? What is going on?
Wow.
For me personally, I'm just going to say this much. Tournaments, especially majors like SoCal Regionals, going in and getting top 8 in tournaments that are that stacked, or going into a big offline event at all, going far in a tournament, that is not easy to do. It takes preparation, it takes ability. Of course, the character also does come into play, but how much you put into that character, how much you and that character put into the game, or if you have a myriad of characters, how much you put into each one of them and prepared for the game itself at the highest of levels.
Already?
The Killer Instinct has like the biggest pots because Microsoft puts in like, I don't know, something like 50K or whatever the hell it was, like tons of money, and it's like the least entrance. Like if you're a professional gamer and you wanted to make money, why wouldn't you play Killer Instinct? The pool is like a 10th as big and the pot's like 2 times as large. Why wouldn't you play Killer Instinct?
I think we had a 33rd placer at EVO, KIT like 6 or 7 months ago. We had 33rd place, and then this guy got 16th that final round.
Yeah.
So I mean, we have a good team. We stick together. We're consistent, and that's we get some placings like that.
Hardcore Mortal Kombat players that put in a lot of time and wipe the floor with everybody. I get it. Still doesn't make it a good game. I could be really good at some fucking Power Instinct for the Neo Geo. Who cares? Or for the Super Nintendo, whatever the fuck came out on it. Who cares?
I mean, I feel like we've gotten some of that. We've been doing this meeting up since MKX came out for a year, and when the first venues we tried at, we were actually in a back room at a comic book store. It was really weird, but I mean, picking MK over Street Fighter, honestly, it's just for the lore, the characters, the story. Everything's so rich.
If you want to play it for the lore, I mean, who am I to tell you don't play it for the lore if that's what's fun for you? If you want to sit there and sit through the 50-50 combo crap because you like Shao Kahn and how the Outworld, the fights and tournaments, which by the way isn't a tournament. That whole ladder structure is not a tournament. It's not the way tournaments work.
As far as Street Fighter is concerned, they saturated, the fan base first, really. And, everybody, when it comes to any other game, not even just Mortal Kombat, when it comes to Tekken, Virtual Fighter, and they all want to just try and compare it back to Street Fighter. And that's not fair, given the fact that a lot of other games should not be penalized for wanting to have their own identity.
Everybody wants the top Street Fighter. Yeah. Right? And then you went to 3D games, and you went to one button game. I mean, one must fall, crazy, everything, 2D, 3D, and everything just comes back to Street Fighter. And it's not so much loyalty; it's just better. I have no loyalty to any insignia, any logo, or anything. I play what I feel is the best. That goes for consoles too. I'm not a loyalist to any one company. So if Capcom makes a shit like Capcom Fighting Jam, who the fuck played that? Nobody. Capcom makes their share of garbage too, like Street Fighter Cross Tekken. That came out and everybody's like, yeah, Street Fighter Cross Tekken. And I'm like, oh, this game kind of sucks.
Basically, all just a matter of, of just appeal. The Capcom games have just been around in the competitive scene a little bit longer, such that, when it comes to the mainstream, it has mechanics that, people are more in tune with. That they couldn't adjust to in Mortal Kombat whenever they would get it a chance, so they think it's a lesser game, which that's just not the case.
You can't say that you can't really say the specifics of Mortal Kombat Like I don't know like how their frame data works, or if there's infinites, or like if the tiers are all screwed up, or if there's a lot of imbalance. So, like I don't know any of that stuff. All I know is when I play it, it's something you just feel. It just feels like garbage.
It's not necessarily they look down at MK. They look down at everything that isn't Street Fighter. And I mean, if you look at it at the end of the day, they have the numbers, they have the money, they have the history. They are technically the biggest and the best.
It's kind of almost like a Star Wars, Star Trek. If Star Trek sucked more, Star Wars is clearly the better franchise. And if you don't think so, you're wrong. But Star Wars is the better franchise. But Star Trek's pretty good. Like I still like Star Trek, but there's more garbage in Star Trek. You can find, until the episode 1, 2, and 3 came out, there was only 3, and they were all excellent. Right? There's varying level of excellence, but they were all really good, and that was it. You had droids and all that other bullshit. But as far as the core movies, I think that the Star Trek movies were varied a lot, and even like the original show was kind of hokey and all that. But what I'm saying is like I think that it's kind of a similar thing where you have like the core hardcore, and then like very popular but more casual.
People pick up Mortal Kombat, they put it down. That's what a normal casual person does. We pick up Mortal Kombat, we keep it, and I personally have had a blast with it. Mortal Kombat definitely could be a more bombastic, lot of damage for not a lot of work, but there's ways around it, and if you can't fight your way around it, and your excuse is to just say, well, this game is garbage. Well, maybe you should just find your way around something.
August, September.
I mean, obviously, there's some crazy shit in there.
Because if you look at Japan, like Japan doesn't play Mortal Kombat. The reason they don't play Mortal Kombat is because it's fucking garbage, And there's no American developer that has made a game that plays like as well as Street Fighter. And you can say what you want about Street Fighter 5 sucking and the 8 frames of lag and the lack of character. You can say anything you want, but the core gameplay of Street Fighter just feels better.
As we all know, MK is responsible for the ESRB ratings and whatnot, and over there in other countries, that's affected other countries differently. I mean, the game just became legal in Australia, just this past year. And the same thing goes for other countries like Japan, China, etc. But the fact that it really wasn't as strong as, like, say, the Street Fighter era, because Street Fighter of course originated over there in the East and then came over to the West. It would need a lot of TLC from the community in terms of getting them on their feet. If they've got their scenes, which I've seen at Evo, the Japanese actually do have an underground scene.
Yeah, that's all true. I want to. I've been wanting to get on Pokemon. I don't know if I have enough time right now, but I'm trying to learn Guilty Gear. I'm trying to learn King of Fighters. I want to learn these games and support them.
All the fighters that come out, no matter what is Namco, Bandai, Capcom, whoever, I'm gonna play the game because I'm a fighting game player. I will play it until I'm like, okay, I just can't stand this game. I'll try it out even if I've never heard of it.
It's always like, people always looking for a reason to leave Street Fighter. I don't know why. Like, Street Fighter's been the core game forever, but they're always looking for a reason to move on to some other game. And whatever new game that is, that's the game that they'll play. So in 2 months, it could be something totally different.
To me, I love Tekken, and I'd probably say that's one of my better fighting games is Tekken. I've been playing since 1 came out, 96 PS1.
Yeah.
I'm playing all of them. Sit there in the training room with all the characters, as many as I can. It's too technical. You can't pick up Tekken and have fun. You're not gonna button mash and beat me at Tekken.
Tekken's cool. Tekken is what I would say for Tekken. The developers fucked us. Like, it's 2 years behind every year. We always get the later iteration. If it was released on the same time playing field, like the world got the game, because I mean, Korea and Japan, they get the version almost 6 months to a year ahead of us, and then we get the later version, and then the new one's already out, like the Akuma version and all that's already. Tekken 7's been out over there. Like, I would really play the game competitively if it was released at the same time. Love Tekken.
Movement options and fast-paced gameplay. KOF is the game for me.
KOF?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is for sure. I mean, granted, Street Fighter has a lot of mind games and things, but it lacks a little bit in the action department, in my opinion. But KOF's got all the action. Like, there's very little. There's seldom any match that ends in timeout.
RTSD. That's an acronym that comes to my head for King of Fighters. RTSD stands for Rush That Shit Down.
Street Fighter's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be the best, and so we all bought it, and we started playing it, and we were playing it, and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. And a lot of people will say they'll flat up to King of Fighters 14 is a better game than Street Fighter 5, and they'll still play Street Fighter 5.
So you have games like Street Fighter where you'll have to incorporate D-pad movements with button pressing. All right. Smash, they're pressing one button in a direction, up or down or left or right. And King of Fighters, to pull off that special, is quarter circle forward, half circle back, plus button, with the right timing to pull it off in match, to finish someone. I get better appreciation out of that than forward smash.
I think Smash is. I don't even know what it is. I guess it's a fighting game.
I see arthritis in their future. Like in the next 10 to 15 years, they keep going where they're going. Like it's just there's so much movement within the hands. Yeah, it's like it's literally like if you don't have a controller in your hand, it looks like they're just doing this. Like that's what it looks like, but like fast paced. And so it's
clackety 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 clack,
and then like one movement.
Clackety 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 clack. I consider it a real fighting game. They've been around for so long. They've been around just probably as long as Street Fighter has. That's a really big community as well. I mean, they are a different community. It's a different fighting style. I've never personally played Smash competitively. Usually just played home drunk.
So we don't think highly of Melee players or Melee in general because it's just a totally different. Well, okay, I'm not going to go as far as say there's no technical stuff in it because I'm sure it's very difficult. But you can't, when you're watching it, it doesn't look like you're doing anything.
Forward smash. Oh, I killed you. And then he goes like, oh, I killed you. Oh, you got shitted on. Like that's cool. I see the timing. I get that. But you just did that. You pressed down A in the air. And then they make up terms for neutral air. It's jump and press A, man. That's all it is.
Like on technical level, Smash is actually really technical. It's a lot of glitches that you have to do. So it's on the level like speedrun. And if you ever watch somebody speedrun, it's kind of ridiculous. I kind of count it as like a speed running level.
You say Smash as a game, and it's not all the Smashes. It's only Melee that's competitive. No one cares about Brawl. No one's gonna say, hey, plug up that Smash 64 and I got you. It's not gonna happen. But I could tell him, plug up that Street Fighter 2 and I'm gonna beat that ass and we'll have some good matches. But Smash, the Wii U one, the people that play the competitive one don't like the new one because it's balanced and it's equal. I can pick it up, you can pick it up, you can pick any character and you can still have a chance at beating me.
Even Bowser.
Right. Oh, we got a guy who plays Bowser, and he's fantastic with Bowser on the new one. But in the old one, because he's all slow and gimpy, and they got all that, oh, dash, oh, dash, oh, dash.
And they only use like 4 characters in that game,
right, exactly. There's only like the main 5 that anybody uses. You're not even going to see anybody pick Pichu or...
You can only play Smash on one console. I mean Melee on one console with one controller with certain characters. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not like an update tomorrow. To match Melee and stuff. So it's very like nostalgic for some people to play Melee. However, when Smash 4 came out, it was cool to me because Mega Man was in it. Mega Man was my favorite character. Cool 4. Maybe it's never seen. And then the Melee people smashing like bashing it, and the 4 people like Melee. Oh shit! So it created a divide in the community.
It wasn't an arcade machine. It wasn't available to everyone. You had to have GameCube and you play at home. I feel like a lot of these guys who played when it first came out just sat at home, played at home, maybe had a few friends. Now that there's internet and all these tournaments, they're still bringing this old game to the tournaments. I think just now everybody's been able to be buddy and sit down and work on that camaraderie that just wasn't. It wasn't an arcade game. Street Fighter, we went to the Tilt, we went to La Fun, and we could sit there and we play hours. Marvel vs. Capcom, Tekken, Street Fighter. Any of these fighting games that required a D-pad movement, with the button press.
Like, yeah, that's like a weird thing. Smash players are a little bit. I find that they are socially awkward. I guess because it's like a legacy game and they really haven't moved on. So they kind of click around the same people and it's just like the same bundle of people.
I don't know. I guess it's a nostalgic thing. If anything, it's not so much that I love the game. I love what they've done with it and how it's progressed over the years to see what it was and what it's become and the influence that it's had. But I don't know. For me, it's not even so much the mechanics. It's a fighting game. So that's, for me, if anything else, to me, I consider it a fighting game. So I play it.
There are some really cool Melee players, and they're really good, and they're humble about being good. Those guys, I don't have a problem with. But there are some guys who claim to be good and throw out all these made-up terms and,
well, if you smash the eye at the right time with the perpendicular angle, then, I mean, you'd avoid that every time. I mean, duh.
We are a bunch of nerds. Anyone who's willing to put in the time and effort to come out and play games is a nerd. But that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being a nerd. Nerds are the ones that have the jobs, nerds make the money, and nerds talking a bunch of shit too. So, being a nerd is fine. But I mean, I feel because fighting games over maybe every other type of genre requires offline play and requires head-to-head play, then you don't get a lot of, it's not like a lot of random homebodies.
It's not so much like a narrative geek type thing, I would say. It's this individual has decided to invest their time in this, and it just so happens that some of those people, they're socially awkward, or they don't think that a social life is necessary. So instead of having a social life with people trying to gain other people's approval, they find approval in what they do, where other people are saying, you play Melee, yeah, I play Melee. Okay, so we find this is where we have common ground. Let's play. That's about as social as it gets.
Some socially awkward people. It's just natural. Because I mean, like before, you have to think about it. Nerds were the people that you kind of shunned. Like they're, oh, he's a nerd. We're not gonna talk to him. And now nerds are, we're running businesses. We're doing all this cool shit. People want to be into it, and now girls want to be into it, and then we're like, oh shit, girls. Like, what the fuck are we gonna do? And a lot of nerds are like that. It's just how it is.
Well, you're saying we're, so you're calling yourself a self-professed nerd.
I'm here playing fucking video games with 20 dudes. I'm a fucking nerd. Like, it is what it is.
Met a lot of women in the community, and it's been very good to me.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's very, very, very surprisingly, it's been very good to me. But not in a way that that's what I'm searching for, but in a way that, I mean, if you're out looking for girls, I mean, that's the thing. It's not really looking for girls. You're just finding people that are like you, that are in the same things that you're into. And it just so happens that sometimes, you might meet them at a tournament. Most of these girls, the interesting part is on Cap One, on a lot of these Reddit sites, it's cosplay chicks that are cosplaying as Laura or Chun-Li or different characters, but those girls are in our community.
There are some good girl gamers, but they're few and far between. I guess it's just probably the pushback from the community and also the look, the pressure. If you're a girl gamer, you're on stream, they're gonna look at you like, oh, is she good? Oh, she's not good, of course, because she's a girl. But if a guy's not good, it's all right, it's not good, it's whatever. But girls have that much pressure on them, and it sucks, but it's how it is. I hope that changes in the future. I hope there's girl leagues and stuff, and I hope they actually integrate them with males, and I hope they do get better. As far as now, it's only that's a male record.
I feel like it's very difficult for males and females to be friends, platonic friends, because one or the other, if they're good friends, will end up wanting more. And so that happens without them even doing anything. There have been two that I can think of that would come semi-regularly, and one of them was totally just about games, 100%. Was not interested in anything else. And the other one was more feminine. I don't know how to not in a bad way. She was interested in games, but there was other, she'd wear low-cut dresses or low-cut shirts and stuff like that, which is kind of attract attention, And I'm not saying she was an attention whore or whatever, but it's gonna cause problems. So I never say hey, you're female, you can't come over, but it's gonna, especially if she's attractive or even a little bit attractive, it's gonna cause a problem.
and it always does.
That's not something that's new to any woman, you know. All of a sudden, competitive nature, and oh, hey, this guy, all of a sudden.
But at the same time, the little gun ship.
You know, he might have a chance with this person just because he has something in common with them, or she starts hitting on people and stuff, or he starts hitting on her, whatever. Things get a little uncomfortable. If that were all just, hey, you came here for the game, focus on the game.
I know you're the
And if something happens, you have a conversation and treat the person like a human being, you know, then maybe something actually even happens if you connect as two human beings as opposed to trying to connect as one girl and one boy. And that's, you know, just seeing somebody and go, ooh, hey, you know, that's my chance.
It's really sad because, like, the one girl I know, she's young and you know, she's not very, like, she doesn't wear dresses, she's kind of tomboyish, but she's pretty, and if anybody, like, you can't even, like, she told me once that she wasn't on Facebook, and she couldn't even be on Facebook because she would just get hounded, you know, and that's sad because, like, she just wants to play a game, she's doing nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong, and just shit happens around her. And that's unfortunate.
These guys, they keep it fun. You know, they come in so often it gets to where they're good at the games, to where we can actually have competitive fun and not have to worry about anybody starting any fights or like, oh, I'm better than you. Y'all are trash. I don't need this.
I talk trash. Everybody talks trash. It's honestly in good fun. I've seen trash talk, maliciously trash talk, and it's still funny. Like, it's still a good moment. They laugh about it later on, and they get over it. It's just with there's so much testosterone, so much competitive, so much energy in one room. It's something's bound to happen. It's just how it goes.
In my hometown, College Station, I had a couple of events that we did. Still small events, but they were just getting really animated with, you know, because it's like you put your heart and soul into something, you're gonna get like, oh no, man, like I put my heart and soul into this, and you just beat me like it's nothing. I'm throwing my controller. You know, we can go outside. It doesn't take all that. Like, yeah, let's go outside. He wants him to go outside.
Yeah, I was that guy. That's why I say, you know, now that I'm older, I try. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just, because I don't want to do something dumb like, you know, high school and stuff. Oh man, we go outside all day. You know, I had a dude tell me, "You're not that good at the game. You can't beat me 100 times in a row." So I beat him 100 times in a row, and he wanted one more, and then he got mad. Like, I just did what you said, man. If you want to fight, we can fight. Like, it's cool, you know. Yeah.
As you get older, and think about fighting, you're like, wait, do I have health insurance that's gonna cover this?
My opinion, a little trash, a little beef in a community, seeing players, actually top players especially, go at each other to the point to where, you know, you've got that feel that everybody wants to watch, everybody wants to rap, and people love that kind of entertainment.
Yeah, people that are gamers would make great poker players. There's a lot of gamesmanship that happens when you play poker, and I know that if I took certain people under my wing and I taught them how to play, they could be good poker players. I am a 10 times better poker player than I am a Street Fighter. 10 times, easily.
Fighting games are very niche. You know, they're fun for a lot of people, but actually getting into them and having the coordination to do combos and to do setups and have reaction times and all that kind of stuff, you don't. I'm not going to say you don't need that in sports games, because you do. But I think it's a little bit more complicated.
Street Fighter, if you go in there right now, you will get your ass handed to you. There's no way you're going to win. But if you play poker, there's a chance you could win the tournament. There's a chance. That chance is what makes poker so popular. Because you'll have one night where you kill it and you win all this money and you're like, yes, and you spend all this money trying to relive that night. So that's the same thing with Smash and Counter-Strike and all these extremely popular games, is because it has a low barrier of entry, and there's always that feeling, whether it's true or not, there's a feeling that anybody can win.
Actually, we really found out about community games whenever Guitar Hero came out. Like, people would get together and play Guitar Hero because there was an instrument to be played like guitars, and then Rock Band came out. Like, 4 people can play, so let's get a group thing and get a band together. And that's when I kind of figured out that people get together to play games. And then I was like, well, why don't people get together for fighting games? So that's how I kind of like started dabbling with, you know, trying to figure out who's playing Street Fighter. because there wasn't a lot of people that I knew personally that would, you know, jump online. Hey, let's play a couple matches online. I can't come over, so let's just hop online and play together. I didn't really have that.
That's like the number one thing. Like, you know, if you want to play at home and you're having fun by yourself, just casual and all that, it's cool. But I would say the time when you want to come out, if you want to be around more people, you want to meet people that are like-minded and they're, you know, chill. And also, if you want to improve, because most people want to play these games to improve, you have to come out. There's no other way to improve unless you come out and, you know, you're only as good as the people that surround you.
Well, I just focus on trying to build the community one person at a time, trying to make sure everybody knows about it and hassle people to come and play. Everybody can make excuses, you know, it's just like eating or working out or anything, you know. You can make excuses, you can play online on your couch in your PJs or whatever, but it's a lot of fun.
Between like all the people I know with poker and all the people I know with Street Fighter and then other people with retro games, it's kind of nice when like something goes bad, like they need an electrician or like somebody I just contact everybody. Somebody knows somebody.
Let's go.
Oh, got you. Didn't even meteor smash me, but you got me. No, that's not a meteor smash.
That is.
I know what it is, but you didn't meteor smash me. You didn't send me to the ground super fast, rapidly, okay?
You went slowly.
I went slowly to the side, which kept me from up being on your opponent.
$60. We can!
I brought you just in case.
The ghost of Ken! Oh my god!
I almost saw through you. That's all.
Yeah.